If your reporting tool uses row-level security to protect customer data, that's a good start. But it is not enough to secure a multi-tenant reporting experience. A user might still get access to the wrong report. A tenant could still inherit the wrong permissions. And even when the data is filtered correctly, the reporting experience itself may still expose the wrong content, settings, or branding. In this video, you'll see why secure multi-tenant reporting needs more than RLS, and how Bold Reports helps you protect data, control permissions, isolate tenants, and deliver a trusted tenant-specific experience. Let's start with what row-level security actually does. RLS controls the data a user can see within a report. It works by dynamically passing user-specific or role-specific values, so each user only sees records that match their identity, region, or responsibility. For example, Jack is the regional manager for Europe, and Grace is the regional engineer for North America. They both open the same report, but they should see only the data for their assigned region. To make that work, I open Jack's profile and assign a custom attribute with the value Europe. Then I open Grace's profile and assign North America. Jack signs into Bold Reports. In the report, that custom attribute is mapped to the query session, so the dataset automatically filters for each logged-in user. Jack sees only Europe's data. When Grace signs in, she sees only North America's data. That is exactly what RLS is designed to do. It protects the data returned in the report. But here's the gap. RLS does not control who can open, edit, or publish the report, or who should have administrative access. That requires a second layer, role-based access control, or RBAC. In Bold Reports, RBAC assigns permissions based on responsibility. Instead of giving every user broad access, you can define exactly what each user is allowed to do. Using the same example, Jack is a manager, so he needs permission to create, edit, view, and manage reports. Grace is an engineer, so she only needs permission to view the report. To configure this, I open Jack's profile. Assign access to the report. And grant read, write, and delete permissions. Then I open Grace's profile and grant her read-only access. When Jack signs in, he can edit and preview the report. When Grace signs in, she can only view it. She cannot make changes? So RLS controls what data users can see, while RBAC controls which actions users are allowed to perform. Even if the data is filtered correctly and permissions are set properly, cross-tenant issues can still occur through shared databases, resources, settings, or content that should never be visible across tenants. In Bold Reports, tenant isolation keeps each tenant's data, users, and settings separate. Put simply, RLS protects the data within the report, while tenant isolation protects the reporting environment around it. Here's an example. In the server application, two tenants are configured. In the master tenant, a custom attribute is created and used in the report setup. At this stage, the report can display sales data for both furniture and electronics. Next, I isolate the tenants by assigning the furniture database to furniture and the electronics database to electronics. Then I publish the report from the master site and select which target site can access it. Now, when I switch to furniture and open the report, only furniture-related data is displayed. This matters because tenants are not just seeing different rows. They are operating within their own scoped reporting environment and their own data access boundaries. There is one more layer that is often overlooked: branding and white labeling. Branding may seem cosmetic, but in a multi-tenant SaaS environment, it also reinforces trust and separation. If a tenant sees the wrong logo, tenant name, or theme, it can immediately create confusion and reduce confidence, even if the underlying permissions are technically correct. Bold Reports supports branding and white label customization, so each tenant can reflect their identity, including logo, colors, and theme. You can also configure the login screen logo, header logo, favicon, email branding, and powered by logos. This is not just about appearance. It helps reinforce tenant boundaries and builds more trust. So, to summarize, row-level security protects the data within the report. Role-based access control defines what users are allowed to do. Tenant isolation protects each tenant's reporting environment. And tenant-specific branding helps maintain trust, clarity, and separate operational boundaries. When these layers work together, you get a reporting solution that is secure, more scalable, and better suited for enterprise multi-tenant SaaS applications. Bold Reports brings these capabilities together into a single reporting platform, helping you deliver secure and tenant-aware reporting with greater confidence. Start your free 30-day Bold Reports trial at boldreports.com. Or request a demo to see how it fits your multi-tenant SaaS application. For more Bold Reports tutorials on embedded reporting, security, and multi-tenant architecture, like, share, and subscribe.